The slap landed before Amara even understood what was happening. A sharp, hot sting exploded across her left cheek, and the guest sitting in the living room gasped so loudly that the sound shook the air. The music stopped. A spoon dropped into a plate. One child froze with a piece of chin-chin halfway into his mouth. Mama Adanna stood over her like a rainstorm that had suddenly arrived without clouds. Eyes burning, nostrils flared, chest rising and falling like she had just conquered a battle. "You dare talk back at me?" she shouted, her voice thick like thunder. "In my own son's house? You useless girl from nowhere." Amara's breath caught in her throat. She was holding a tray of drinks, her hands trembling so badly the cups clattered. Her vision blurred as the sting of humiliation mixed with the heat of the slap. The shame felt like fire crawling up her skin. "Mama, I didn't talk back," she whispered. "You didn't talk back?" Mama Adanna repeated mockingly. "So what is that thing you said? When I told you to serve the elders, you told me you were coming. Coming from where? From the gutter your mother picked you from." People shifted uncomfortably. Amara swallowed hard. Her voice shook. "Mama, I only said I needed to put something down, so I wouldn't drop it." "Shut your mouth." The older woman pointed a trembling finger at her. "You are bad luck. A curse. I warned my son not to marry you, but he refused to listen. Now see, since you entered this house, everything is going wrong." Chaik, her husband, sat frozen, staring at his mother with shock and with something else, something Amara hated to see, guilt mixed with fear. Chaik loved his mother, respected her too much, obeyed her too quickly, and his mother used that obedience as a weapon. "Mama, please," Chaik started. "Don't Mama please me," she barked. "Are you not seeing what this girl is doing? She wants to control your home. She wants to remove me, your mother, from my rightful place." Someone muttered, "Huh?" Mama Adanna again. But no one dared speak louder. Amara's heart twisted painfully. She wasn't surprised by the insult. Mama Adanna had treated her harshly from the first day she stepped into this home. But today was different. Today was supposed to be a celebration. Chaik had just gotten a promotion, and the whole neighborhood came to rejoice with him. But Mama Adanna had turned it into a battlefield. The older woman stepped closer, lifting Amara's chin with a harsh hand. "Look at yourself. Look at your background. Look at where you come from. Nothing good can ever come from a girl raised without proper family. I should have chased you away long ago." "Mama, please," Chaik said again, voice shaking. She glared at him. "Keep quiet. You're blind because of this girl. But today, everyone will see the truth." Amara's eyes filled, not because of the slap, not because of the insults, but because she was tired. Tired of trying, tired of enduring, tired of bending to please someone who refused to see her goodness. Amara whispered, barely audible, "What did I ever do to you?" Mama Adanna's eyes darkened. "You exist. That's the problem." The room fell into a suffocating silence. Then a loud knock boomed at the gate. Everyone turned. Another knock followed. Then another, slow, heavy, deliberate, like someone who wasn't in a hurry. Amara felt a strange shiver crawl down her spine. She wasn't expecting anyone. Neither was Chaik. They had no idea who it could be. The security man rushed to open the gate. The moment the gate swung wide, the living room seemed to freeze in time. A tall, unfamiliar man stepped inside, dark-skinned, well-dressed, carrying a small black folder. His eyes scanned the compound slowly, as if searching for someone. Then his gaze landed on Amara. He paused, stared, and something soft, almost sorrowful, washed over his expression. He walked forward with quiet confidence, each step echoing against the tiles. People shifted to make way for him, murmuring questions to themselves. Mama Adanna frowned. "Who is this one again? Is this another useless friend of yours?" she snapped at Amara. Amara shook her head. "I don't know him." The stranger stopped a few feet away from her. His voice was gentle, almost too gentle for a room filled with tension. "My dear," he swallowed, his eyes glistening. "I finally found you." Amara blinked, confused. "Sorry, sir, do I know you?" "No," he said quietly. but I knew someone very close to you. And what I came to say will change everything. Mama Adanna clicked her tongue. Oh, will someone remove the stranger before he brings madness into my son's house? But the stranger ignored her and turned to the guests. I apologize for arriving this way, he said politely, but I have searched for this young woman for months. And now that I have found her, what I have to tell her cannot wait. Mama Adanna scoffed loudly. You must be joking. Who sent you? Her poor relatives? Did they come to beg for more money? The stranger's eyes hardened briefly. No, he said. I came because of something connected to her mother. Amara's heartbeat stumbled. My mother? She whispered. Mama Adanna stiffened. Yes, the stranger replied. Someone she lost. Someone she must know the truth about. The guests whispered. Chike stepped closer. Sir, what truth? The stranger reached into his black folder and brought out a torn photograph. Old, faded, and fragile. He held it up. Half of the picture showed a teenage girl with kind eyes, pregnant, frightened. The other half was missing. Amara gasped. Her legs weakened. Her breath caught. She knew that face. Not from memory. She was too young then. But from the only picture she had of her mother, now dead. The stranger held the photo gently. This, he said softly, is your mother before her life changed forever. Amara felt the world spin. Mama Adanna's face drained of color. The stranger continued. Your mother was wronged, terribly wronged, and the person responsible. He turned slowly, his eyes locked with Mama Adanna, stands in this house. The room erupted in shock. Amara staggered backward, tears flooding her vision. What were you saying? The stranger stepped closer to her, his voice lowering. The story you grew up believing, the story your in-laws told you, the story you thought you understood, it is not complete. What your mother suffered was not ordinary, and the woman behind it, he pointed at Mama Adanna, never wanted you to know. Me? Mama Adanna shrieked. Are you mad? You think you can walk into my son's house and accuse me of anything? You charlatan. You liar. Who sent you? But her voice shook. Her hands trembled. Her eyes darted around like a trapped animal. Something inside her was cracking, and everyone saw it. Chike stared at his mother in disbelief. Mama, what is he talking about? What is this picture? Mama Adanna grabbed the nearest chair to steady herself. Don't listen to him. It's all lies. Lies. He wants to scatter this family. The stranger shook his head calmly. This is only the beginning, he said. And Amara must know the full truth. Her mother is suffering the betrayal, the child that was lost, everything. Amara felt her heart collapse into itself. Lost child? What child? The stranger sighed deeply. I did not come to destroy, he said. I came to reveal. And Amara, you deserve to know the secret that has been hidden from you since you were a baby. Mama Adanna's voice cracked. You can't. You have no right. You hear me? No right. The stranger looked at her with a sad, knowing expression. I have every right, he whispered, because I was there. Amara's knees gave way. Chike rushed to hold her. She stared at the stranger, terrified to speak. What secret? She whispered shakily. What happened to my mother? The stranger inhaled slowly, his voice trembling with truth. The secret, he said, is the reason this woman hates you. And once you hear it, nothing in this family will ever remain the same. The room fell into dead silence. Even the wind outside seemed to pause. And then, the stranger finally said it. Your mother didn't die the way you were told. She was betrayed. And the betrayal started right inside this house. Mama Adanna let out a scream. Amara felt her soul shatter. Everything went black. The house was still vibrating with the echo of the stranger's final words when Chike carried Amara into their bedroom. Her body limp and trembling. She was not unconscious. No, she was fully awake, but her mind had gone numb. Her chest rose and fell sharply as if her heart were trying to break free from her ribs. Tears drifted silently down her jawline, warm against her cold skin. Chike paced helplessly, running a shaky hand over his head. Amara, talk to me. Please, say something. But Amara couldn't speak. Her throat felt welded shut. She stared at the wall, replaying the stranger's voice over and over. Your mother didn't die the way you were told. She was betrayed. Her breath hitched. Her fingers curled. Her soul shivered. The story she believed all her life, that her mother died quietly from a sickness, that she grew up alone because fate was unkind, suddenly felt like a lie wrapped in pity. And the center of that lie stood downstairs, pretending innocence, wearing a wrapper tied too tightly around her wickedness. Mama Adanna, the mother-in-law who hated her with a passion that could set oceans on fire. Amara closed her eyes, exhaling shakily. Somewhere in her chest, a memory awakened. The small wooden box her grandmother once told her never to lose. It contained the only things left from her mother: a tiny pair of earrings, one old photograph, and a folded note with a sentence her grandmother refused to explain. You will understand someday, my child, her grandmother used to say. You will know the truth when the wind of your destiny blows. Was this the wind? Chike sat on the bed beside her. Babe, are you sure you don't know the man? She shook her head weakly. No, she whispered. I don't know him, but he knows my mother. He knows something I was never told. Chike swallowed hard. Guilt pricked him. He remembered how many times his mother told Amara to never bring the spirit of her dead mother into their home. He remembered how often Mama Adanna insisted that poor families breed cursed children. And now, something in him twisted painfully. Let me talk to Mama, he said, standing abruptly. Amara grabbed his wrist. Don't. Her voice cracked. Not yet. Not until I understand what is going on. Chike sat back down, torn between love and loyalty. Downstairs, voices were rising. Mama Adanna was yelling, threatening to call the police. The stranger, calm as water, kept repeating, I will not leave until the girl hears the truth. People murmured, some urging the stranger to explain, others whispering about Mama Adanna's fear. Then suddenly, silence. Not the silence of peace. The silence of a predator ready to strike. Amara forced herself to stand. She walked slowly to the door, her mind foggy but determined. She held the railing tightly as she descended the stairs, each step heavy with dread. The living room felt colder now. Mama Adanna stood by the dining table, chest heaving, eyes wild. She looked nothing like the powerful matriarch who slapped Amara earlier. She looked cornered, exposed, terrified. The stranger stood calmly in the center of the room, holding the torn photograph like a key to Judgment Day. Chike joined Amara, gently supporting her. The stranger turned toward her, his expression softening. My dear, what I am about to say may be painful, but it will free you. Mama Adanna banged her fist on the table. Don't listen to him, Chike. This man is lying. He came here to destroy us. The stranger ignored her tantrum. Instead, he took a slow breath and began. Years ago, before you were born, your mother was a bright young girl full of dreams. She fell in love with a young man, but her happiness ended the day she crossed paths with a woman named Adanna. Amara felt the ground tilt. The stranger continued. Your mother was pregnant, innocent, vulnerable, and Adanna, she saw her as a threat. Everyone looked at Mama Adanna. Her lips trembled. Her hands twitched. The stranger went on. Your father was a well-known businessman. He adored your mother. But Adanna wanted him for herself. She wanted his wealth, his status, his influence. So she created a wicked plan. Amara's nails dug into her palm. She lied. She spread rumors. She poisoned people against your mother. And on a dark night, Mama Adanna shouted, Shut up! Shut your mouth now. But the stranger's calmness only sharpened. On that night, he said, your mother was attacked. She lost something more precious than her own life. The room gasped. Amara choked on air. Lost what? She whispered. The stranger's eyes darkened. Her first child. A heavy silence fell like a stone dropped into a well. Amara staggered, her knees buckling. Chike caught her immediately. No, she whispered. No, no, no. Mama Adanna looked away. guilt crawling across her face like ants. The stranger nodded sadly. Your mother survived the attack. Barely. She gave birth to you months later. But she never recovered from the trauma, and she spent her dying days begging me to find you one day to tell you the truth. What does this have to do with Mama Adanna? Chaik asked, voice trembling. The stranger looked him dead in the eyes. Because your mother, this woman you fear so much, was the one who orchestrated the attack. The room erupted. Someone shouted, Jesus! Another grabbed their head. One elderly woman broke into tears. Amara's voice cracked into pieces. Mama, is it true? Mama Adanna opened her mouth, but nothing came out. Not denial, not anger, not defense, just silence. Her silence was louder than confession. The stranger stepped closer to Amara. I know this is hard, but it is not all. Your mother wants you to know something else, something she discovered before her death. Amara stared at him with wet, broken eyes. What else? He reached into his folder again. This time, he pulled out another document, a sealed letter, old and yellow around the edges. This, he said softly, was written by your mother before she died. She gave it to me with the hope that one day, when you are strong enough, you will read it. Amara's hands shook as she took the letter. Tears dripped onto the envelope. Mama Adanna screamed suddenly. No! Don't open it. Don't you dare. But Chaik blocked her. Mama, stop. Enough. She sank to her knees, sobbing. If she reads that letter, everything will be over. Everything. The stranger nodded. Yes, the truth will finally be free. Amara stared at the letter, terrified, broken, angry, and confused. She wanted to open it instantly, but her fingers refused to move. What is inside? She whispered. The stranger hesitated, then said something that caused every heart in the room to stop. It is about your mother's child, the one who disappeared, the one everyone thought died. Amara felt a chill crawl down her spine. What are you saying? The stranger met her gaze. The child did not die. Every breath in the room vanished. The stranger's voice lowered. The child survived, and he is alive, and very close. Amara grabbed the wall. Mama Adanna screamed like a madwoman. Stop. You can't say that. You can't. The stranger turned to her, eyes cold. They deserve to know. Amara choked. If he didn't die, then who is he? Where is he? The stranger took a deep breath and whispered, He is someone in this house. Chaik stumbled back. Amara's heartbeat roared in her ears. Mama Adanna collapsed fully on the floor, sobbing like a broken woman. The stranger continued, And before your mother died, she discovered who took the child and why. Amara's eyes widened. What do you mean? She whispered. The stranger looked at Mama Adanna, whose entire body was shaking. She stole the child. Amara gasped. The guests gasped. Chaik froze. The air itself shook. The stranger's voice trembled. And that child is the reason Mama Adanna has been afraid of you since the day you stepped into this house. Amara's soul cracked in two. She felt the world around her spinning, collapsing, twisting into something she no longer recognized. Please, Amara whispered weakly, tell me, who is the child? The stranger closed his eyes, then pointed slowly, not at Chaik, not at the guests, but at himself. I am that child, he whispered. The living room exploded with shock, screams, curses, prayers. Amara clutched her chest, her whole body trembling violently. No, this cannot be. But the stranger nodded. I am your brother, and Mama Adanna has been hiding me, my existence, and the truth for 18 years. Mama Adanna cried like the sky had broken on her head. The world went silent for Amara, silent and heavy. Then everything faded again. If you discovered the stranger was actually your lost sibling, what would you do next? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters in this story. The night grew heavier around the house, the air thick as if the walls themselves were listening. The revelation hung in the atmosphere like dust after a storm, visible, choking, impossible to ignore. Amara sat on the edge of the bed, trembling so hard the mattress shook beneath her. Her fingers clutched her mother's unopened letter, the same letter the stranger, her brother, had placed gently into her hands. Her brother. She shut her eyes tightly, pressing her palms against the sides of her head, as if trying to squeeze out the voices whispering inside her. Every corner of her mind replayed the stranger's words again and again. I am that child. I am your brother. It didn't feel real. It felt like stepping into someone else's dream, or someone else's nightmare. She heard a soft knock on the door. Slow, careful, respectful. Amara, her brother's voice seeped through the wood. She didn't answer. She couldn't. Her heart was still screaming silently. Please allow me to speak to you, he said. Chaik, who had been pacing back and forth, placed a hand on her shoulder. Babe. Maybe you should hear him out. Amara didn't move. The door opened slightly. Her brother stepped inside, closing it behind him with gentle caution. He stood there for a moment, his eyes soft, unsure of how to approach her. He was older, maybe in his late 20s. His shoulders were broad but tired, his expression calm, yet filled with grief. He walked with the quiet dignity of someone who had survived storms without shelter. He took one slow step toward her. Amara, he said again, voice trembling, I know this is too much. I know it feels like your world is falling apart. But please don't shut me out. She lifted her gaze finally, her eyes red and swollen. You said, you're my brother, she whispered. How? Why? Where have you been all my life? He exhaled, as if the question itself was a weight he had carried for years. I didn't know, he said softly. I didn't know the truth until I turned 18. I grew up believing I was an orphan. I was told my mother died in childbirth. But one day, I found a recording, a confession, a voice message meant for someone else. Amara's brows furrowed. A recording? He nodded. It was Mama Adanna's voice. Chaik flinched. Amara went pale. Her brother continued. She didn't know she had been recorded. She was on a call with a friend, bragging about the mistake she made years ago, talking about how she took someone's newborn child. Amara's heart thudded painfully. Her brother's voice cracked as he spoke. She said she wanted to teach your mother a lesson. She said she wanted to destroy her completely. She said your mother was too pretty, too favored, too loved, and she couldn't stand it. A tear rolled down Amara's cheek. She said she was supposed to bring the baby back, but she couldn't, because someone else had taken a special interest in the child. Someone who wanted to raise me far away, with a different identity. Amara blinked fast, breath unsteady. Who? She whispered. Her brother hesitated. I don't remember their faces clearly, he said, but they raised me like their own. They treated me well. They even protected me. But they refused to tell me anything about my past. So how did you find out? Chaik asked, voice hoarse. Her brother swallowed hard. Before they died, they left me a letter. Inside it was a half of that torn photograph. And they told me the woman in the picture, the pregnant woman, was my real mother. He looked at Amara with wet eyes. Your mother? Amara covered her mouth, shaking. He continued. But that wasn't all. In the envelope, there was another piece of paper, a note from your mother. My mother. She wrote that she had 2 children, one taken from her, one born after. She said she hoped one day we would find each other. Amara broke into sobs, loud, painful sobs that shook her ribs. Chaik sat quietly, overwhelmed, unable to process the storm unraveling in front of him. Her brother stepped closer, kneeling in front of her. Amara, I didn't come to break your home. I didn't come to bring chaos. I came because I needed to find her child, my sister, my only blood. He reached out his hand, but didn't touch her. He waited. Amara's voice trembled as she whispered, Why? Why did Mama Adanna want to destroy my mother? Her brother's jaw tightened. Because your mother was engaged to someone Mama Adanna wanted. She wanted him by all means, but he loved your mother deeply. And when he found out she was pregnant, he started preparing for marriage. Amara stared at him in shock. And then, she whispered, her brother clenched his fists. And then Mama Adanna used lies, manipulation, and wickedness to turn the community against her. She told your mother's fiancé that the pregnancy wasn't his, that your mother was sleeping with another man. She fabricated rumors. Amara inhaled sharply. But the baby was his. Yes, her brother said. Both you and I were his. Chaik's eyes widened. Wait, are you saying? Her brother nodded. Yes, Amara and I share the same father. Amara felt something stab her heart. Where is he? Her brother looked down. He died trying to find the truth. He never believed the lies. He confronted Mama Adanna many times, but she fought him at every step. She manipulated influential people. She destroyed evidence. Eventually, heartbreak and stress took him. Amara's hand flew to her mouth, tears streaming uncontrollably. And your mother? She whispered. His voice softened to a whisper. She suffered. She carried pain she never deserved. And when she finally died, she wrote this letter. He nodded at the envelope in Amara's hands, in hopes that the truth would heal you one day. Amara looked at the letter as if it were a living thing. I'm scared to open it, she whispered. What if everything inside breaks me completely? Her brother gave a sad smile. Sometimes the truth breaks before it heals. A long silence filled the room. Then a loud bang downstairs shattered the quiet. Mama! Chaik exclaimed, rushing to the door. Amara and her brother followed quickly. They ran downstairs to find Mama Adanna lying on the floor, holding her chest, gasping for breath. Tears streaked her face. Her wrapper loosened, her hair scattered. She looked nothing like the strong, terrifying woman they had always known. She looked defeated. Chaik knelt beside her. Mama, what is happening? She shoved his hand away, crying, Leave me alone. Everything is gone. Everything I built, everything I fought for. Her eyes darted toward Amara and her brother. You too, you have come to destroy me. But you won't. Her voice was wild, broken, almost unrecognizable. Amara stepped back, frightened. Chaik held her mother's shoulders firmly. Mama, stop talking like this. What is going on? Did you really do all the things he said? Mama Adanna burst into hysterical sobs. I did it for you, she screamed. Everything I did, everything, was for you. I wanted you to marry well. I wanted you to come from a respected family. I wanted you to rise in life. But why destroy Amara's mother? Chaik shouted. Mama Adanna's face contorted with pain. Because she took the man I loved. She took everything from me. So I took something from her too. Amara felt the world tilt again. So you punish me, she whispered, for something I didn't do. Mama Adanna glared at her, voice breaking. Yes, I hated you from the moment I saw your face. You looked too much like her. The same eyes, the same mouth, the same stubborn spirit. I couldn't stand it. Amara pressed her palm to her chest, choking on grief. Her brother clenched his fists. You destroyed our family because of jealousy. Mama Adanna screamed, I regret nothing. The room went silent, completely silent, until she whispered in a broken voice, except one thing. Chaik leaned in. What, Mama? Her voice cracked. I regret not killing the child. Everyone froze. Amara stumbled backward, horror ripping through her veins. Her brother stepped forward slowly. You mean me, he said quietly. Mama Adanna looked away. Chaik stood up, trembling with rage. Mama, what have you done? What have you become? Mama Adanna covered her face with her hands, crying uncontrollably as years of lies, wickedness, and secrets drowned her. Amara turned away, unable to look at her. Her brother walked up to Amara and placed a hand gently on her shoulder. It's time, he whispered. Time to read the letter. Amara held the envelope close to her chest, shaking violently. The letter suddenly felt heavy, too heavy, but she knew, deep inside, it was the only way forward. Slowly, she opened the envelope. Everyone held their breath. Mama Adanna looked up one last time, tears dripping down her chin. No, she whispered weakly. Please, don't read it. But it was too late. Amara pulled out the folded paper. Her mother's handwriting danced in front of her eyes, shaky but full of love. My beautiful child. Amara's lips trembled. She read the next line and screamed. The letter dropped from her hands. Her brother caught her as she collapsed. What she saw inside was something no one in the room expected, not even Mama Adanna. And the truth, written there, would destroy the last thing holding the family together. The letter lay on the tiled floor like a wounded bird, trembling under the weight of its own truth. For a long, breathless moment, no one in the room dared to move. Even the ceiling fan seemed to freeze mid-spin, as though the air itself refused to disturb the silence that followed Amara's scream. Her brother held her tightly, his hand steady even as his own heart pounded violently against his ribs. Chaik knelt beside them, his fingers brushing over the fallen letter, but he paused, fearing that touching it might somehow deepen the wound already carved into his wife's soul. Finally, with trembling hands, Amara lifted her head, tears streaming uncontrollably down her cheeks. She pointed at the letter, her voice breaking like thin glass. She wrote my name in it. Her brother nodded slowly, encouraging her. Yes, read it, Amara. Read it fully. Whatever truth is inside belongs to you. She shook her head violently. No, I can't. I saw something. Something terrible. Mama Adanna crawled closer on her knees, her breath jagged as if she were begging the earth itself to swallow her. Please, don't read that letter, she whispered. Don't. If you love your peace, don't. Her voice trembled with a fear, so deep it seemed to come from her bones. But Chaik snapped, Mama, keep quiet. You have done enough. His voice thundered to the living room, leaving everyone stunned. Chaik had never spoken to his mother like that before, ever. Amara picked up the letter slowly, hands shaking. The paper was soft with age, edges brown, her mother's handwriting curving with tenderness and pain. She opened it fully this time. Her mother's voice, though written, seemed to fill the room. My beautiful daughter, if you are reading this, it means the truth has found you. I prayed that one day, even if I am gone, you will know the story they tried to bury with me. Amara inhaled sharply, her lips trembling. The letter continued. You have a brother. A boy stolen from me on a night I will never forget. I searched for him until my strength collapsed. They told me he died, but a mother's heart knows when her child still breathes. Her brother's eyes softened with grief. Amara continued reading, even though her voice wavered like a dying flame. But, my child, there's another truth, a darker one. Everyone held their breath. The woman who took your brother is connected to your life in ways you do not know. Amara looked up slowly, straight at Mama Adanna, who squeezed her eyes shut like someone awaiting a hammer blow. Amara continued. Her name is Adanna. A murmur of shock filled the room. Amara's hand began to shake even harder, but she kept reading. Adanna was once close to your father. Too close. She loved him obsessively. When he chose me, she swore I would pay for it. I never imagined her obsession would turn her into a monster. Mama Adanna slapped her palms over her ears. Stop reading it, she screamed. But Chaik grabbed her wrist, forcing her hands down. Mama, you will hear this. Amara's voice cracked as she continued. The night I lost my son, it wasn't a robbery. It wasn't an accident. It was Adanna. She wanted to break me entirely. She knew taking my child would destroy me. Mama Adanna began to sob uncontrollably, shaking her head. I didn't kill her. I didn't. It wasn't supposed to be like that. But Amara was not done. But, my daughter, there is something you must know, something your father discovered before he died. Amara's breath caught. Chaik leaned closer. Her brother froze. He learned that Adanna had a child, born only months before your brother was taken. But the father of her child was not the man she claimed. Amara blinked rapidly, confused. Her mother's next words felt like thunder splintering the earth. Adanna's child and your brother share the same father. The room erupted. People screamed. Someone fainted. An elderly man clutched his chest. Chaik's mouth fell open, eyes wide with horror. Amara felt the world around her collapse into dust. Her brother staggered backward. What does she mean?" he stuttered. Mama Adanna and I," Chike whispered, voice broken. "It means—" Mama Adanna deceived everyone. She had a child for your father." Amara felt her lungs tighten painfully. "So she and my father?" Her brother shook his head, tears spilling. No, it means she lied. She must have tricked your father. Or someone else. But Amara wasn't finished. There was more. The next lines fell heavier than the world itself. "Adanna used deception and trickery to claim your father as a father of her child. But he denied it. He insisted he had never touched her. He said she used lies to blackmail him." Chike's jaw clenched. "But the truth is this, my child, Adanna's child, was fathered by another man, someone she was secretly seeing." Amara gasped sharply. Chike's heart thumped violently. Her brother pressed a hand over his mouth. "She used you, my children, to cover her shame. She built her hatred for me into hatred for you." Amara suddenly felt dizzy. "No," she whispered. No. This cannot be." Her vision blurred. The last part of the letter shimmered with tears. "My daughter, if the truth ever comes out, you must protect yourself. Adanna's lies destroyed me. Do not let them destroy you, too." When she finished, her hands dropped limply, the letter slipping from her grip once more. Silence swallowed the house. A deep, cold silence. Then all eyes turned to Mama Adanna. Her face was drained of blood, her eyes swollen, her mouth trembling. Her entire body shook like a leaf in a storm. "Is it true?" Chike asked, voice breaking. "Are you saying all these years you lied about who fathered your first child?" Mama Adanna buried her face in her palms and wailed, loud, painful, soul-ripping wails that echoed through every corner of the house. "I was ashamed," she screamed. Her voice cracked into 1,000 pieces. The confession poured from her like water from a burst dam. Yes, it's true. I was seeing someone else. A powerful man. A married man. When I became pregnant, he abandoned me. I had nothing. I was desperate. Your father, Amara's father, was the only man any woman wanted. He was respected, good, kind." She sobbed harder. "I knew if I carried a bastard child, people would mock me. They would shame me. So I used him. I used Amara's father to cover my shame. I lied. I manipulated. I threatened. I told him I would ruin him if he didn't accept the child." Gasps exploded across the room. Mama Adanna continued. "I didn't expect him to fight back. I didn't expect him to expose me. When I found out he chose her mother, someone I believed was beneath me, I lost control." She pointed at the letter on the floor, shaking violently. "She took everything from me. Everything. So I took something from her, too." Amara felt her knees weaken. Her brother leaned against the wall, sliding down slowly as his breath turned into small, painful sobs. Chike stared at his mother with a disgust he never imagined he'd feel. "So you destroyed 2 families," he whispered, "just to cover your shame." Mama Adanna nodded, face crumpling. "I was young, foolish, desperate, but I never meant for anyone to die. I never meant." Amara cut her off, her voice cold and trembling. "You stole my brother. You destroyed my mother. You lied about your child. You ruined my life. And yet you say you never meant harm?" She stepped closer, tears streaming. "You never hated me because I did something wrong. You hated me because every time you looked at me, you saw the woman you envied." Mama Adanna shook her head, sobbing harder. No, But Amara raised her hand. "No more lies. No more stories. No more excuses." Her voice was sharp and clear. "You have hated me since the day I arrived. You tormented me. You treated me like a curse. But the truth is, you were afraid of me." Mama Adanna looked confused through her tears. Amara continued, "Because you knew one day the truth would find me. And when it did, everything you built on lies would crumble." Her brother stood up again, wiping his eyes. "Amara, what do we do now?" he whispered. Amara looked around slowly, breathing deeply. She felt pain. She felt betrayal. She felt her world collapsing. But she also felt something new, strength. She finally said, "We finished the letter." She picked it up again. There were a few more lines. "My daughter, the only reason I stayed strong was to protect the two of you. You are not alone. Your brother will find you. And when he does, you must stand together. Because Adanna will try to stop you. She will try to silence you. She will try to bury the truth. But remember this. The truth belongs to you." Amara pressed the letter to her chest and cried softly, her brother placing an arm around her shoulder. Chike stepped closer, tears in his eyes. "I'm so sorry," he whispered to her. "I'm sorry for everything. For not seeing sooner, for not protecting you." Amara leaned into him. But the moment of tenderness shattered when Mama Adanna suddenly stood up, her expression shifting from sorrow to something wild and desperate. "You can't ruin me," she screamed. "I cannot let this truth come out. I will not let you destroy me the way your mother tried to." Chike held out an arm, warning her. "Mama, don't you dare." But she wasn't listening anymore. She was spiraling. Mama Adanna's chest rose and felt like a woman drowning in her own secrets. Her eyes darted around the room, wild, desperate, burning with a mixture of shame, fear, and something darker, something dangerous. The truth she had spent nearly 2 decades burying had finally broken its chains, and now it stood in front of her in the form of 2 children who were never supposed to meet. Amara, her brother, and Chike stood frozen, watching her every movement. The guests remained silent, too stunned to interrupt, too afraid to breathe loudly. A woman who once commanded respect like a queen now trembled like a child caught stealing. "No, no, no," Mama Adanna muttered, backing away like a cornered animal. "You want to ruin me. All of you. That woman, she cursed me. She ruined my life. And now you want to finish the job." Chike stepped forward, his anger barely restrained. "Mama, stop speaking in riddles. Nobody wants to ruin you. Nobody." Mama Adanna shrieked. "You think I don't know what they want? They want to expose me. They want to drag my name in the mud. They want me to lose everything I have built. Everything." She pointed at Amara, fingers shaking violently. "She wants to destroy my son's future. She wants to break this family." Amara stepped backward, voice cracking. "I didn't do anything to you. You hurt me for something that happened before I was even born." "Exactly." Mama Adanna howled. "Before you were born, before you existed, your mother stole from me. She stole the man I wanted. She stole the life I deserved." Her voice shook with bitter rage. If she had not come into the picture, I would have been respected. I would have been loved. I would have become his wife. But she came. She came with her beauty, her soft voice, her innocent face, and she ruined everything. Amara trembled. "So you ruined her instead." Mama Adanna froze. For the first time, she looked small, bare, exposed. "She took what I wanted," she whispered. "So I took what she loved." Her brother clenched his jaw, which was me. Mama Adanna's eyes flicked toward him, filled with guilt and a strange, twisted pride. "You were the key," she whispered. "The key to shattering her. The one thing that could cancel her joy." Amara gasped, covering her mouth. "My God," Chike muttered, stepping backward as if he couldn't believe the words coming from his mother's mouth. "Mama, how did you become like this?" Mama Adanna laughed suddenly, a harsh, broken laugh that echoed through the room. "Become? I didn't become anything. Life made me like this. I learned early that if you don't fight for what you want, people will take it from you." She jabbed her finger at Chike. "I fought for you, for your future, for your name, for your respect." "You fought with lies," he said quietly. Mama Adanna stopped laughing. "You fought with wickedness," he added. Her breath hitched as his words sliced through her defenses. Chike continued, voice trembling. "All my life you told me to fear shame, to protect the family name, to avoid people who bring bad luck. But, Mama, you were the one bringing bad luck. You were the shame." She shook her head violently, tears filling her eyes. No, don't talk like that. I did everything for you, everything. Chike stepped away from her touch. Mama, I don't know who you are anymore. She screamed and lunged toward him, but her legs buckled and she fell to floor. Her wrapper loosened around her waist as she clutched the tile, sobbing. Amara moved instinctively, not out of pity but out of the heaviness of the moment. Her brother placed a protective arm in front of her in case Mama Adanna lashed out. "Stay back," he whispered. "She isn't in the right state of mind." Mama Adanna lifted her head, eyes red, wild tears pouring. "You want to take my son from me," she cried. "First your mother took the man I loved. Now you want to take my only child." "We want nothing from you," Amara said softly. "We just want the truth. We want peace." Mama Adanna shook her head. "You can never have peace, not while my shame is exposed." She suddenly crawled toward the table, pulling herself up with one hand. The guests flinched. Chike moved forward quickly. "Mama, sit down." But she ignored him. She reached the dining table, grabbed a ceramic plate, and smashed it on the floor. Everyone jumped at the sharp crack. "And no one will take my life from me again," she screamed. "No one." Chike rushed toward her, but she snatched up a jagged piece of broken plate, holding it up with trembling hands. "Back away," she shouted. "All of you." Her eyes flicked wildly between Amara and her brother. "If you ruin my name, I will ruin yours. I swear to God, I will not go down alone." Her voice shook with unhinged desperation. "Mama, stop." Chike yelled, "Put it down before you hurt yourself." Her brother spoke gently. "We didn't come to destroy you. We came for truth. Truth is not death." She sneered. "Truth is death. Truth kills. It killed your mother's joy. It killed everything I ever wanted." She pressed the sharp edge to her own palm. Blood dotted the floor. "No." Chike lunged toward her, grabbing her wrist before she harmed herself. The shard fell to the ground with a clatter. "Mama, stop," he yelled. His voice broke. "Enough. Enough. Please. I can't watch you destroy yourself." Mama Adanna collapsed into his arms, sobbing uncontrollably. Her cries were raw, gut-deep, filled with years of buried guilt. Chike held her, shaking. Amara watched them quietly. Her heart didn't soften, but it didn't harden either. It simply cracked. Her brother placed a steady hand on her shoulder. "Are you okay?" he asked softly. Amara shook her head, wiping her face. "No, but I'm trying." Her voice was so small it almost broke him. "Come with me," he said. "There's more you need to know. More she didn't say. More your mother wanted you to understand." Chike looked up sharply. "More? Haven't we had enough for one lifetime?" But her brother continued. "There is something missing. Something we haven't touched. Something Mama Adanna didn't confess." Amara swallowed. What is missing?" He hesitated, then said words that tightened every throat in the room. "There is someone else involved. Someone your mother was afraid of. Someone who helped Mama Adanna. Someone still alive." A new fear slithered through the air. Amara felt her skin crawl. "Who?" she whispered. Her brother shook his head. "I don't want to say it here. We need to go through the remaining files. Your mother left clues. There's a name she hid, a name she underlined twice." Amara's eyes darkened with dread. "What name?" He exhaled slowly. "It begins with the letter K." Mama Adanna screamed suddenly from Chike's arms. "Don't say it," she yelled, struggling violently. "Don't you dare say that name." Her voice trembled with genuine terror. People froze. Even the air stilled. Amara took one step closer. "Who is Kay?" Chike tried to restrain his mother, but she fought like someone possessed. No. He will kill us all. He will finish us." Her screams pierced the room. "He is the reason I did everything. He is the reason I had no choice." The room fell silent. Amara's voice was barely a whisper. "Mama, who's Kay?" Mama Adanna's body trembled. Then she whispered something so faint only the three of them heard it. "You don't want to know." Her head dropped. Her body went limp in Chike's arms. She fainted. Amara's brother turned to her. "It's time," he said softly. "We must uncover who Kay is. Your mother's letter hinted at someone powerful, someone dangerous, someone who controlled the shadows." Amara nodded slowly. Her voice was steady but filled with fear. "Yes, let's finish what she started." But before they could take a single step, a knock thundered at the door. Hard, loud, threatening. 3 slow, heavy knocks. Her brother's eyes widened. "No," he whispered. "He found us." Chike froze. Amara's blood ran cold. The door creaked open, and someone stepped inside. Someone they all recognized. Someone who wasn't supposed to be there. Someone connected to the past, and ready to destroy what truth remained. The wickedness was far from over. The front door creaked open slowly, the hinges crying out as though they were warning the entire house to brace itself. Every breath in the room froze. Amara felt her heartbeat slip into her stomach as a tall figure stepped into the dimly lit living room. At first, the man's face was just a shadow, broad shoulders, slow movements, an aura that felt too heavy to ignore. The guests pressed backward, clinging to walls and each other, their whispers dying before they could escape their lips. Amara's brother stiffened beside her, clenching his fists. "It's him," he whispered. "Oh, God, it's him." Chike took a step in front of Amara, instinctively, shielding her with his body. His breathing quickened. He didn't know who this man was, but something deep in his spirit warned him. This man was danger. Then the stranger stepped fully into the light. He was tall, in his mid-50s, with the kind of face that held arrogance like a crown. His hair was cut low, peppered with gray, his skin dark and smooth, his eyes sharp and cold like the edge of a blade. He wore a fitted black senator attire, expensive wristwatch gleaming on the flickering bulb. But what chilled the room wasn't his wealth. It was the expression he carried, calculated, emotionless, unfazed by the chaos around him. Mama Adanna, still half-conscious, lifted her head slowly. The moment her eyes landed on him, she let out a scream so sharp it cut through every chest in the room. "No, please, please, leave me alone, please." Her voice cracked, shaking violently. She crawled backward like a terrified animal, dragging herself away from him as though he carried death on his shoulders. The man smirked. "So you still remember me?" Everyone turned toward him. Amara felt a chill crawl down her spine. Her brother stepped forward, voice stiff. "Why are you here?" The man ignored him and moved his gaze to Amara. A smirk touched the corner of his lips. "So you must be her daughter." Amara's blood ran cold. "My mother?" she whispered. The man nodded slowly. "Yes, you look like her. Before she became nothing." Amara's knees weakened. Her brother's jaw tightened until a vein bulged on his neck. Chike stepped forward, voice hostile. "Who are you?" The man glanced at him dismissively. "I am the man your mother fears. That is all you need to know." Chike bristled. "This is my house. You cannot come here," and before he could finish, the man walked slowly toward him. "Your house?" The man asked, voice low and dangerous. "You think you own anything in this life without men like me allowing it?" Chike felt something dark drift into the room. "Who are you?" Amara's brother demanded again. The man turned to him, a cruel smile spreading across his face. "Ah, the lost child, the one she tried to hide. You grew up well, I must say, but not wise enough to stay buried." Amara's brother clenched his fist so hard his knuckles whitened. Then the man faced Mama Adanna again. "You opened your mouth, didn't you?" His voice was calm. Too calm. Mama Adanna fell flat on the floor, shaking uncontrollably. "Please, please? I didn't tell them everything. I didn't mention you. I swear. Please don't hurt me, please." The man raised one brow. "You think I care about your pitiful tears? You think your lies can save you now?" Amara felt a sudden, sharp wave of panic. "Mama, who is he?" she whispered. Mama Adanna couldn't speak. Her voice had abandoned her completely. She was trembling so violently her wrapper kept slipping off her shoulder. The man answered instead, slowly, confidently. "My name," he said, "is Kalechi." The air shifted. Chaik's eyes widened. Kay? You're a Kay. Kalechi smiled. Yes, I am the Kay your mother tried to hide. Amara's heart thumped painfully. But why are you here? She asked, trying to keep her voice steady. Kalechi chuckled softly. Because I heard that someone is trying to revive the past. Secrets meant to stay buried have been dragged into the light, and I do not like loose ends. He looked at Amara with a strange, chilling intensity. Your mother was a smart woman, braver than most, but she made one mistake. Amara swallowed. What mistake? She thought she could outsmart me. A cold breeze swept through the room, even though no window was open. Amara staggered backward. What did you do to her? She whispered. Kalechi smiled. I didn't kill her, if that's what you're thinking. But I made sure she never stood in my way again. Her brother lunged forward angrily. You threaten her? You! Kalechi cut him off with a warning raise of his hand. Boy, don't start what you cannot finish. The guest trembled, stepping back for safety. Kalechi continued. Your mother came to me for help, he said casually. She had nowhere else to turn. She begged me to protect her unborn child. He pointed at Amara. Amara froze. She begged me to fight Adanna's lies, he continued. She begged me to help expose the truth. She was desperate, and I am a man who likes desperate people. His expression hardened. She offered me secrets, information, evidence, and I used it in ways she never expected. Amara felt her stomach twist violently. What does that mean? Kalechi's eyes gleamed. It means your mother thought she was protecting you, but instead she walked into a trap. Her brother stepped in front of Amara protectively. What trap? Kalechi shrugged as if it were nothing. The trap of trusting the wrong man. Amara's voice cracked. Why did she trust you? Kalechi smiled bitterly. Because I promised to keep her children safe. He looked at Mama Adanna with disgust. And she believed me, even after this one. He pointed at her. Destroyed her life. She still believed I would do better. Amara's heart dropped. You lied to her, she whispered. Kalechi tilted his head. I didn't lie. I kept one child safe. He pointed at her brother. Gasps filled the room. You, her brother whispered. You raised me? Kalechi chuckled darkly. No, I gave you to someone who owed me a favor, and they kept you hidden. Amara's stomach twisted. So you orchestrated his disappearance, she whispered. Yes, he replied. That boy was leverage. Amara's brother clenched his fists. You used me? Kalechi's eyes hardened. I used everything. Then he faced Amara. But your mother loved you too much. She wouldn't give you up. She refused to hand you over when I asked. She threatened to expose everything. So I reminded her of her place. Amara shivered. You threatened her life. Kalechi smirked. Let's call it persuasion. Her brother lunged again. You monster. Chaik grabbed him, pulling him back. Don't. He's dangerous. Kalechi ignored the chaos. He looked at Amara again, his voice lowering in a chilling tone. You want to know why Adanna hated you? Why she feared this day? Why she trembled the moment I walked in? He stepped closer. Because I told her that if the truth ever came out, I would destroy her. Mama Adanna wailed loudly, collapsing again. Kalechi scoffed. She was desperate, weak, easy to manipulate. I used her jealousy to my advantage. I whispered in her ear. I pushed her to act. Every lie she told, every step she took, I guided it. The room exploded with shock. Chaik gasped. You manipulated my mother? Kalechi smirked. She was too foolish to see it happening. He turned his gaze to Amara and her brother. And now that the truth is loose, I must protect myself. A wave of dread washed over Amara. What does that mean? She whispered. Kalechi's expression went cold. It means one of you must disappear. Guest screamed. Amara's heart stopped. Chaik moved to shield her. Her brother stepped forward. No, he said firmly. If anyone leaves tonight, it will be you. Kalechi chuckled, amused. You think you can fight me, boy? I don't think, her brother growled. I know. The room went silent. Tension thickened. Every breath felt like broken glass. Then Kelechi said something that made every hair on Amara's skin rise. "Your mother didn't die from sickness," he whispered. "She died because she defied me." Amara screamed. Chike grabbed her. Her brother lunged again. Kelechi stepped back, unbothered. "And if you're not careful," he said, narrowing his eyes at Amara, "you'll suffer the same fate." Amara's breath hitched. "You're a coward," her brother spat. "You're afraid of the truth." Kelechi's eyes glimmered. "No, I'm the truth that destroys." He turned toward the door. "But don't worry," he said softly, chillingly. "We are not done. Not even close. I will come back for what belongs to me." He walked out. The door slammed. Amara collapsed. Everything around her blurred into noise, shadows, and tears. Kelechi had entered their lives like a storm. But he wasn't the storm. He was the beginning of a war. The house sat under a heavy silence, the kind that made the air thick and hard to breathe. Everyone was still recovering from the moment Kelechi walked out, leaving behind a trail of fear thick enough to choke the truth itself. Amara sat on the couch, her hands trembling uncontrollably. Her heartbeat thumped in her ears like drums of war. Her mother's letter lay on her lap, crumpled, tear-stained, but holding secrets that refused to rest. Her brother paced back and forth, not with panic, but with the kind of focus that comes from deep, quiet fury. His steps were slow, calculated, heavy with intent. His eyes, once calm, now carried the storm of a man who had found his purpose. Chike stood near the window, arms crossed, staring into the dark compound like a watchman expecting danger any second. Mama Adanna was slumped against the wall, her breathing shallow, her spirit shattered into pieces too small to gather. Shame, guilt, and terror wrapped around her like a wet cloth too heavy to lift off. Her once fierce eyes were now hollow. She watched her son with fear. Fear of losing him. Fear of losing everything. Fear of a past she could no longer control. Amara broke the silence first. "What does he want from us?" she whispered shakily. Her brother stopped pacing. "Power," he said. "Control. Fear. He feeds on it." Chike turned from the window. "But why now, after all these years?" Her brother sighed. "He knew the truth was close to coming out. He knew the moment I found you, the moment we reunited, everything he buried would rise." Amara swallowed hard. "So he came to silence us?" Her brother nodded. "Yes." Mama Adanna suddenly burst into quiet sobs, her hands shaking as she clutched her wrapper. "You don't know him," she whispered. "You don't know what he's capable of. Kelechi is not a man. He's a shadow with hands that reach everywhere." Her voice trembled. "He ruined your mother, not because she defied him, but because she knew something. Something he never wanted revealed." Amara's eyes widened. What did she know? Mama Adanna shook her head desperately. "Please, don't make me say it." Chike knelt in front of her, voice firm. "Mama, no more secrets. Not today. Tell us what he did." Mama Adanna's lips quivered. "He was in love with your father's wealth, his influence, everything. But he hated your father's integrity. They used to work together, business partners. Your father trusted him." Her eyes grew distant. "But Kelechi betrayed him. He used him, stole from him, lied against him, and when he was exposed, your father ended the partnership." Amara's breath slowed. "And that," Mama Adanna whispered, "started everything." Her brother nodded slowly, connecting the dots. "Kelechi wanted revenge, and he used you." Mama Adanna nodded, tears dripping down her cheeks. "He told me lies. Many lies. He told me that your father wanted to destroy me. He told me your mother mocked me. He told me I was the reason your father rejected me. I believed him. I was foolish. I was young. I was weak." She sobbed violently. "I didn't know everything he was planning. I didn't know he wanted to destroy your mother's future completely. I didn't know he wanted to use my jealousy to finish both of you." Amara's chest tightened with pain. "You helped him," she whispered, "and you destroyed my mother." Mama Adanna covered her face. I know, and I've lived with it every day. I have not slept in peace for 18 years. Her brother clenched his fists. So, what does he want now? Mama Adanna wiped her face, voice barely audible. He wants the remaining evidence your mother left behind. The one thing she hid that could bury him forever. Amara blinked. Evidence? What evidence? Mama Adanna looked away, tore between fear and regret. Your mother kept a record, a journal. She wrote everything down. Every threat, every lie, every meeting she had with him. Amara's eyes widened. She knew she was dying. She hid the journal where no one would find it. But before she died, she told someone. Her brother stepped closer. Who? Mama Adanna hesitated. Your grandmother. Silence. Amara's body froze. Chaik inhaled sharply. My grandmother? Amara whispered. Mama Adanna nodded. Yes. She told her everything. Amara pressed a hand to her chest. My grandmother died years ago, and she never said anything. That's because... Mama Adanna's voice cracked. She didn't trust me. She feared I would find the journal and destroy it. Her brother paced again, breathing hard. So the journal is out there? Mama Adanna nodded. Yes. Somewhere only your grandmother knew. Somewhere she never revealed before she died. Amara's breath hitched. So we have no idea where it is? Mama Adanna shook her head, defeated. Amara sat heavily, her mind spinning. Everything felt impossible. Kelechi had a reason to kill, a reason to silence, a reason to return, and now a reason to attack them. Her brother suddenly stopped pacing. There's only one place we haven't checked, he said quietly. Everyone turned to him. Your childhood home. Amara froze. My grandmother's house? He nodded. Yes. She lived alone, and the house was never sold or touched after her death. Chaik frowned. But it's abandoned now. Nobody goes there. Exactly, her brother said. It's the safest place she could have hidden something. Mama Adanna let out a loud gasp, panic flashing across her face. No, you can't go there, she cried. He watches that place. He watches everything. Amara's stomach twisted. You mean Kelechi? Mama Adanna nodded violently. He knows that's the only place left. He has been watching it for years, waiting for someone to go there. Chaik exhaled. Then he must be planning something. Her brother nodded slowly. Yes, he's waiting for us to move so he can strike. A long, suffocating silence swallowed the room. Then Amara spoke. Her voice was soft but firm. Then we go tonight. Everyone turned to her. Chaik grabbed her arm. Amara, no, absolutely not. This man is dangerous. I know, she said, but my mother died protecting us. My grandmother kept secrets to protect us. They fought. They hid. They suffered. She met his eyes. I refuse to let their suffering be in vain. Her brother stepped forward, pride flickering in his eyes. I'll go with you. No, Chaik said immediately. I should go. Her brother shook his head. This is my fight, too. Amara lifted her chin. No, this is our fight. Mama Adanna suddenly grabbed Amara's hand, trembling. Please don't go. He will kill you. He will finish you the way he finished your mother. Amara pulled her hand away gently. I'm no longer afraid of him. Her voice was steady, solid, unshakable. Chaik looked at her, breathless. You've changed. She nodded. Yes, pain changes people. Her brother placed a hand on her shoulder. When do we leave? Amara met his gaze. Now. The guest gasped. Chaik swallowed hard. Are you sure? Yes, she said quietly. The longer we wait, the more powerful he becomes. The journal holds a truth that can destroy him. Her brother nodded. Then we go. They walked toward the door when Mama Adanna suddenly screamed. Wait! She crawled forward, grabbing her son's ankle. Chaik, please forgive me. He froze. She clung to him like a drowning woman. I know I have lost you, but please don't leave me. Tears streamed down his face. Mama, he whispered. I don't know what to say. Tell me you'll come back, she sobbed. Please, I cannot lose my son. Amara watched quietly. Chike gently loosened her grip. I will come back, he whispered. But first, I have to protect my wife. Mama Adanna collapsed again, wailing. Amara turned to her brother. Let's go. They stepped outside into the silent night. The cold air brushed their faces. A perfect darkness. A perfect silence. Too perfect. Her brother whispered. He's watching. Amara nodded. Yes, but we're not running anymore. They walked into the night. Toward a house filled with memories. Toward danger. Toward the truth. And as they disappeared into the shadows, a black car parked down the street, switched on its headlights. Kalechi's silhouette sat inside, waiting, smiling. The hunt had begun. The night was quiet in the kind of way that didn't feel natural. Not peaceful, no. It was a kind of silence that felt as though the world itself was holding its breath, waiting for something heavy, something dangerous, something irreversible. Amara, her brother, and Chike walked down the deserted road with cautious steps. The moon hung low like a dim lantern, guiding them into a chapter of truth no one had prepared for. The abandoned house of Amara's grandmother stood at the far end of the road, dark and fragile, a forgotten memory surrounded by tall, wild grass and a gate that had long surrendered to rust. A soft wind rustled through the night, whispering secrets lost in time. Amara stopped in front of the gate, gripping the handle tightly. This place hasn't changed, she whispered. Her brother scanned the surroundings carefully. It feels watched. Chike nodded. That's because it is. He tilted his head toward the car parked far behind them, the one with headlights that hadn't moved since they left the house. He's here, Amara whispered. Her brother stepped closer to her, trying to reassure her. Then we finish this quickly. They pushed the gate open. The rusty hinges screamed painfully as if protesting the truth about to spill into the world. The compound smelled of dust, abandonment, and forgotten sorrow. The front door was partly open, swaying gently as though someone had recently passed through. Chike whispered, Did the wind do that, or... No, her brother interrupted. Someone entered here tonight. A chill crawled down Amara's spine. They exchanged tense glances. Let's go in, she said, steadying her voice. They stepped into the house. Everything was exactly the same. The old curtains hung limply. The wooden furniture stood covered in thick layers of dust. The family portraits remained crooked on the walls, their faces almost unrecognizable beneath the years of neglect. Amara's throat tightened. This was where my mother used to sleep, she whispered, touching the cracked wall lightly. This was where she hid when the world broke her. Her brother closed his eyes briefly, as if trying to imagine their mother, young, afraid, determined, walking to the same rooms they now stood in. Chike walked ahead carefully, using his phone's flashlight. We need to find the journal. Where would your grandmother hide it? Amara looked around, thinking her grandmother had been a quiet, mysterious woman, one who believed in destiny, in protection, in sacred hiding places. Her eyes drifted to the wall where a large, dusty portrait of her mother hung crookedly. That picture, she whispered. She walked toward it. Behind the frame, the paint had peeled into a strange shape, as though something had been removed once before. My grandmother used to say, Amara murmured, that truth hides in places a heart remembers. Her brother stepped beside her. You think it's behind the picture? Amara nodded slowly. Help me lift it. Chike held the torch steady, while her brother lifted the frame carefully. Behind it, a hole, small, rectangular, and covered by an old piece of cloth. Amara gasped. Here, she whispered. She had something here. Her brother reached into the hole, fingers brushing against something cold, smooth, and rectangular. He pulled it out. A book, old, leather-bound, edges cracked with age. Amara's breath caught. That's it, she whispered. My mother's journal. Her brother handed it to her reverently, as though passing a sacred relic. Amara held the book tight, trembling. She didn't open it yet. Her heart wasn't ready, but the weight of it felt like the world finally shifting into place. Chike exhaled. We should leave. Now! But just as they turned toward the door, a loud crash shattered the silence. Someone kicked the back door open. Amara screamed. Her brother pulled her behind him. Chaik raised his fist instinctively. Footsteps echoed inside the house. Slow, heavy, calculated. Then he stepped into the living room. Kelechi, his presence sucked the air out of the room like a vacuum. He clapped his hands slowly, mockingly. "Well, congratulations," he said. "You found it." Amara's heart felt like it dropped into her stomach. "Kelechi, please leave us alone," she whispered. He smiled bitterly. "Leave you alone? After you drag out the one thing I buried with my own hands? No, my dear, I cannot." Her brother stepped forward, his voice a growl. "You're not getting this journal." Kelechi chuckled darkly. "Do you think I came here unprepared?" He snapped his fingers. Two men stepped from the shadows behind him. Tall, muscular, faces completely unreadable. Amara felt her legs buckle, but her brother caught her arm. Chaik growled, "You've gone too far." Kelechi smirked. "No, your wife went too far when she opened her mouth. I warned her mother. She didn't listen. I won't make the same mistake twice." Amara's breath hitched. "You killed her, didn't you?" Kelechi tilted his head with a shrug. "She made choices, and choices have consequences." Her brother roared and lunged at him. Kelechi's men moved instantly. One grabbed him by the collar and slammed him against the wall. Amara screamed his name. Chaik stepped forward, throwing a punch at the second guard. A fight broke out, loud, messy, desperate. Chaik was strong, but he was no match for trained men. One punch sent him crashing onto the dusty floor. "Stop!" Amara cried. Kelechi stepped forward slowly, his eyes fixed on her. "Give me the journal," he ordered, "and maybe I will let the three of you walk away." Her brother coughed, wiping blood from his lip. Don't give it to him." Amara. Kelechi's eyes hardened. "You think you understand what you're protecting? That journal doesn't just expose me. It exposes everyone your father trusted. It exposes corruption, secrets, crimes. Do you think people like us let truth destroy us?" His voice rose, sharp and venomous. "We destroy truth first." He extended his hand toward Amara. The journal. Amara stood frozen. Her fingers tightened around the book until her knuckles turned white. Her mother died for this truth. Her grandmother guarded it with her last breath. Her brother risked his life to find her. She was standing in a moment that could rewrite everything. Tears streamed down her face. "I won't give it to you," she whispered. Kelechi's eyes darkened. "You think courage will save you?" He grabbed her wrist violently. She cried out. Her brother forced himself to his feet. "Let her go." Kelechi ignored him. "You want to die like your mother?" He hissed into Amara's ear. "You want your brother to die too? You think your husband can protect you?" Chaik scrambled to his feet again, panting hard. "I will protect her with my life." Kelechi laughed coldly. "Your life? You overestimate yourself." He raised his hand to strike her, and then a sound echoed through the room. A gate creaked outside, followed by footsteps. The men froze. The tension spiked. Someone else had entered the compound. Kelechi frowned, signaling his men to stay alert. A deep voice called from outside. "Kelechi." Everyone froze. That voice! That voice carried authority, power, fear, history. Kelechi stiffened. "No," he whispered. He recognized the voice. The footsteps drew closer. A tall man stepped into the doorway. Old, strong. His presence radiated power. His face was stern, carved with experience and influence. Amara, Chaik, and her brother stared in disbelief. Kelechi's men shifted nervously. Kelechi swallowed hard. "Sir, you shouldn't be here." The man stepped forward, his gaze like a blade. "Kelechi, I warned you. You were supposed to leave this family alone." Kelechi shook his head, voice trembling for first time. "Sir, you don't understand." "I understand everything." The man's voice was deep and cutting. "You have become reckless." Amara stared at him confused. "Who are you?" The man slowly turned toward her. "I was your father's closest friend," he said, "and I made him a promise before he died to protect his children." Amara's eyes widened. "My father trusted you?" Yes, the man said, and he left something with me too. Something Kelechi has been hunting for years. He pulled out an envelope from his jacket. I came to finish what your father started. Kelechi lunged toward him. Don't you dare. But the old man lifted a hand, and two armed officers stepped into the room behind him. Kelechi froze. You set me up? He whispered. No, the man said. You set yourself up. He nodded at the officers. Arrest him. Chaos exploded. Kelechi fought violently. His men tried to escape. A struggle broke out, loud, frantic, desperate. But within minutes, it was over. Kelechi was dragged to the floor, handcuffed, furious. You think this is the end? He roared. You think the truth will save them? This is not over. The officers pulled him toward the door. Kelechi screamed Amara's name like a curse. This war isn't finished. I will return for the journal. You hear me. But his voice faded as they dragged him out of the house. Silence filled the room once more. Heavy, final, unforgettable. The old man turned to Amara. Your father died fighting this battle alone, he said. Now it is over. Amara collapsed to her knees, sobbing. Chaik rushed to hold her. Her brother knelt beside her, wrapping her in his arms. The old man placed the envelope gently into her hands. Read it when you are ready, he said. Your father loved you more than life itself. Then he walked out quietly, leaving them with truth, with healing, with the pieces left to rebuild. Amara held her mother's journal tightly. For the first time since her mother died, she felt her spirit rise. This was not just the end. It was the beginning of her freedom.